Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to the Arthadian Anthologies podcast, where I, MS Arthadian, dive into the ever-expanding universe I'm developing and the deeper meaning behind it all. This month is special, mainly because I have started my first annual creative challenge for creatives like myself to produce content that pulls from similar themes I explore here in the core. This is not to say creators are required to develop in the core realms, but more for the spirit of immersing you, the audience, into the expanded space outside of the core, the planar unity. For the first week, we had the Battle of Mages, where I prompted writers and artists alike to create something of their own that consisted of a mage preparing or participating in a battle. However, this is more open to interpretation and is meant to inspire the creative flow. For the Battle of Mages, we had two entries, one of art and one of story. First, we will begin with the art made by Flawless Wafflers at Minds.com. You can see the piece at ArthadianAnthologies.com/March of the Core, or in the link found in the description of this episode. Their piece is titled Mage Man in a Refreshing Breeze. It depicts a line art sketch of a mage holding out a magical staff, creating a barrier of energy that blocks powerful winds hurling toward them. It reminds me of those scenes in anime where an explosion occurs that causes the animation to go bright white with straight lines fading away as everything is incinerated. Thankfully, though, the Mage Man is rather powerful, able to hold back the pressure buildup. Thank you, Flawless Wafflers, for participating in the Battle of Mages. Lastly, we have a flash fiction story written by Winston Malone. You can find all his works at the Story Letter on Substack. There will be a link found in the description of this episode. The flash fiction is called A Prayer at the End of All Things. It is definitely a tragic fantasy tale that paints a grim picture of what a lack of faith can mean at the end of all things. For you all to enjoy, I'll read the beginning of the story just like I would one of my entries. So without further ado, here is A Prayer at the End of All Things by Winston Malone. The crackling earth along the far wall disguised the distant clangs upon the besieged battlements. The army of darkness had arisen and laid waste to the land. The city of Onerhold was the last bastion for all Empyreans. High Priest Gald knelt at the edge of the rocky balcony of Sol Temple, overlooking the sprawling city below. The balcony had no railing. It was merely a stone lip that dropped off to the sheer cliff below. On either side of the grand metropolis, mountain ranges stretched for as far as the eye could see, and the sun sank behind their peaks to cast the skies with an ominous, blood-like hue. The ancient door grated along the stone as someone entered the holy chamber. High Priest Gald didn't move at the sudden noise. He merely took in the sights and sounds of the final moments he'd have in the natural world. Screams filled the air from the outer city limits where the horde had just broken through. Almighty above, the young prince gasped, stepping up to the altar at the center of the chamber. The altar was a pillar made of stone, and sitting atop it, balanced an orb of blown glass that blazed a bright white, tendrils of mist curling down to drape across the floor. "What have you done, Gald? What is this? Is it magic?" Gald, annoyed that this holiest of moments had been interrupted by the chief non-believer himself, spoke without turning to address the once future king. "Ah, Prince Terran. Welcome to the Almighty's house of prayer. Is this the first time you've seen light? Haven't you ever prayed before?"
Light? Is that what this is? Look, old man, enough with the religious nonsense. The other priests are saying that you've gone mad, that you're planning on destroying the city. What's really going on? Why are you here and not with Father? He needs your help. He needs your healing gift.
The high priest sighed and stood, his dark blue robes covering even his sandaled feet. He turned and leveled his pupilless eyes toward the young prince. "I serve only one father, boy, and it's not yours. Yours has done nothing for our people. Nothing but propel us further down into the depths of Berg's embrace. This city is in degenerative state, far beyond saving. I've spoken with the Almighty directly and pled for our collective retribution. Of course, he was anguished by my call, but thankfully, he has answered my prayer. The great light is on the cusp of rebirth, Prince Terran. Are you ready to witness its glory?" To finish the story, be sure to check out the Story Letter Substack, link found in the description of this episode. I thank you for listening to the Battle of Mages for the first March of the Core. Be sure to check out all entries at arthadiananthologies.com/March of the Core, and like, share, and subscribe to the archivists found there. Next week will be for Epic Societies, and I'm excited to see what our archivists come up with. As for this anthology, be sure to check out arthadiananthologies.com for more content that expands this new expanding universe. You can also support the creation of this podcast by donating through the link found in the description of this episode. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.